shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Greeting, salutation. Welcome, one and all. Yep, another Sunday, another soggy Sunday. Howdy, Sammy. How you doing? So yes, we're SSDW. I'm sure you understand what that means. And yes, we're back to working on another diamond painting. This one a tad larger than the ones I've been doing this week. Yeah, the ones I've been doing this week. Yeah, I just cleared two of the walking out the door to go to the dog park, and I'm very, very inebriated. I'll enjoy. Hopefully, nothing weird happens. Yeah. I've had a bit of weirdness occur around the house this week, but the kind of thing that people who are scared of ghosts think all spirits are evil would have been freaked out by, but that I'm just kind of used to. You know how it is with me. No, that's not alcohol. I've still not got an energy drink sponsor, but you know. Well, as you know, now I've got three ghosts in my house, two cats, and one young girl. Don't go there, Sam. And I came up one morning after hearing said young girl wandering around up here at night, and the diamond painting I was working on was on the floor. Now, there's no animals in the house, there's no other people in the house. The window's not open, so breeze didn't come in and blow it off the desk. I don't want to ask how that young girl get trapped inside. Well, being trapped inside my house is better than where she was. There are YouTube videos on it. It's the body's in the well, basically. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to upset her. But yeah, so I found the diamond painting on the floor. I guess she'd probably been playing with it, as it were. And then I had a bit of a chat. And she's been joining me up here. I felt her behind me looking over my shoulder, so it's all good. So again, I'll say to some people that would freak them out. To me, she's kind of normal. Not the sort of thing I worry about too much. Live in the ring. Yep. Except instead of scary ghost girl, I've got sweet and friendly girl who sometimes giggles when I drop a loud fart. Should we put it that way? And also, I had a shower thought this week. It was a proper stoned shower thought, even though I wasn't, and I don't get stoned anymore. Right. The air bubbles in bread, right? They're caused by the yeast digesting the sugars, and the bubbles are the byproduct of the yeast's digestive process. So essentially, the bubbles in bread, the little air pockets, they're yeast farts. I'll let you do what you will with that piece of information. But yes, and I think Shadow's been mucking about again, because I don't remember doing that. So every time you bite into bread, you're getting a mouthful of yeast fart. Let's get that out of the way. Not particularly pleasant thing to look at. Mind you, there's the price on that bottle of ink. If you walk by a Subway inside of a Walmart, you'll understand yeast farts. Is that the bread or the customers? That's the question. Although what Subway serves doesn't legally qualify as bread in the UK and Europe. In Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, that is, it actually was a court case, and they're no longer allowed to call it bread because the sugar content is too high for it to be bread. It's cake. Bread should not taste sweet. But then I've seen enough videos about American bread and Americans trying European breads, or properly made breads, to know that it's not good. Oh, yeah, we are getting floods starting. That's interesting. It's been raining all afternoon, basically. Constant, steady rain, and we had 2 days of heavy storms. Have I ever had Hawaiian bread? Not that I'm aware of. And I've not had lava bread either, which is spelled Laver. Purely because it's made from seaweed and I'm allergic to the seaweed they use. And it's not even a bread, it's kind of a seaweedy pulp. By all accounts, absolutely delicious. I'm going to guess Hawaiian bread is probably similar to, it's probably going to have more similar to Asian bread than European bread. Hawaiian rolls. Now, are they Hawaiian bread or are they an American version of Hawaiian bread? That is the question. Kind of like when people say chicken tikka masala is an Indian meal. No, it's not. It's an English meal. There's nothing in India that is a chicken tikka masala. It was accidentally created because, don't question the king. Yeah, but this is probably where Americans go wrong. The people in charge, the kings, the presidents, you have to question what they're saying and doing. Because as has been proven, you can't necessarily trust them, and they don't necessarily have a clue what the hell they're doing. As is getting proven even more lately. And don't get me wrong, our Prime Minister isn't some gift, but he's not trying to start wars all over the world, at least. Although the latest thing is they want to cut the pension. That won't go down very well. That will cost them a lot of votes. And the majority of the people who do actually vote are people who got the time. So, you know, pensioners. That's why the politics are always way behind the populace. Because it's not younger people voting for younger people. It's older people voting to keep things the same, basically. People who don't like change, even when the change would obviously be for the good. There's some people are just weird. This is the bona fide weirdo. Yeah. So, other than the paranormal incidents, has been a fairly normal week. Merritt, my love, how the devil are you? Always good to see you. Mwah. Um, oh. Yeah, so it's been a fairly standard week. Friday was a bit mental at work, mostly because someone called in sick and left us short staffed all day, which meant, well, they were supposed to be in the morning and they weren't, so a bunch of the stuff that should have got done in the morning didn't, which meant the two of us who were in for the evening had to do all of it. So, but good. And you? Yeah, fairly similar. Tired, but good. Um, so I didn't come up here at all yesterday, and I wasn't up here Friday afternoon or Friday evening either because I was just knackered after work. Um, and yes, I'm doing a considerably larger diamond painting this time. Fairly well, Sammy. Ta-ta for now. Um, and I'm not going to pick this one up and move it around. I mean, it's not huge. It's not big by your standards of diamond paintings, but it's the biggest one I've done so far. It's a 40 by 50, and thankfully it's rounds, not squares, because I think that'd be a bit much. But yeah, slow and steady progress. Um, um, I'm going to do it as it were, as though it were 220 by 25. So I've marked the halfway point on the canvas. So I'll do blocks of 20 high, going up until I get there. Then I'll flip it over and start from the other end and work into the middle, rather than do the start here, go over here, go over here, because it doesn't fit on the bench. It's also rather a lot of colours as well. Consider it's basically black, blue, and white. There are 25 different colours, which is like one more than some of the others I've done, but others have been like 14 colours, in which case I just do one colour at a time, do all of that colour, then move on to the next colour. And find the ones I've missed as I go through. Because you can guarantee you'll have missed a few. It's been a week. Oh yeah, you can, but I mean, you can get a great picture with a lot less than 24 colours or 25 colours. I mean, this one I finished. I say I finished. I started and finished. It took me about a day. It's tiny, but so that one's 15 colours with the rose and the butterflies. It's been sealed. It just needs mounting on poster board and putting up somewhere. Thank you. So I say it doesn't really take skill to do diamond paintings. It probably does. It's hand-eye coordination more than anything, isn't it? And patience. But then, if you're enjoying what you're doing, is it really patience? Being patient is when you're doing something you're not really enjoying, like waiting for the postman, or when you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not really patience, is it? It's you're doing what you like. If you know what I mean. And I swear Shadow has been messing about again. I think she might have actually been doing some diamond painting. It is. It's an excellent way to lose time. And I'm all for finding ways to kill time, but I also like them to be productive. Because it's easy to just drink yourself into a stupor or veg out in front of the TV or whatever, but there is a time and a place for that, and that's pretty much what I did yesterday. But it's better to do something productive. Oh, that one's flashy. Add that to the pile of the ones that aren't any good. Ricky, how you doing, my friend? Been a while. Hope all is well. Not too much weirdness going on. And not managed to completely frag your liver while you've been in Ireland. Yeah, be easy to do. Grand. Yeah, you've definitely been over here a while if you're starting to use terms like that. And yes, it's 6 months in Belfast feels like hell. Yeah, I can imagine. Have you managed to wander into the wrong part of the city yet and go, uh-oh, I shouldn't be here? There's a definite secular divide still. I mean, it's better than it was, All those things done. Congratulations on not losing your kneecaps. Yeah. This is why us Brits aren't overly impressed when Americans go on about gang violence. We just like, have you heard of the Troubles? The Troubles, that don't sound like much. We're British, we underplay things, we don't over egg it. Permanent girlfriend now, so freedom's gone. Oh no. How the hell did you manage to find someone who's going to accept you? And I mean that with all the love, you know that. Hey, someone's got to keep you in line. Yeah, sometimes freedom isn't all it's cracked up to be. So when you're a kid, I can't wait to grow up and leave home so I can be free and do what I want. And then you go, oh, right. Now I've got to be an adult. I've got less free time. I've got less time to do the things I want to do. Actually got less money. What? This isn't what I wanted. Yeah, that's how the world works, mate. When reality jumps up and bites you in the backside. And you go through that phase and you get all the stuff you need, and over time you start getting more spare money, and then you can start doing the stuff you enjoy more. And yeah, I am doing a diamond painting, which is basically where you have thousands upon thousands. Here's one pot. This is the pot that's got the most in, of tiny little either circular or square diamonds, they call them, but they're just plastic or resin faceted gem shapes. And you stick them to the canvas using a wax pen. The canvas is already sticky to create the picture. And the weird thing is, the further away you get, the better they look. So close up, I mean, this one's bigger, so I can see what the picture is as I'm doing it. But yeah, you can sit there and you're sticking the drills down, gems, whatever you want to call them, and it's just a patch of colours. It doesn't look like anything this close. Then you take a step back and you're like, oh, now I see it. Think of it just like pixelated artwork. Like the graphics on an old Nintendo or something like that. That's pretty much what it is. Like an overcomplicated puzzle. Yeah, instead of a couple of hundred or 1,000 pieces, this one's well over 20,000. Um, I mean, it's 2 square meters covered in things that size, if you could even see it. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's peaceful, relaxing, doesn't take anything in the way of brain power. Plenty of time. Yeah, I enjoy it. I've certainly had more boring hobbies. And I don't get cold or wet. I don't have to go out and see people. It's not something you can really get wrong. And it's cheap, or it can be cheap. So like this one, goes all the way up there. Cost me maybe a fiver, maybe £6. You know, nothing spectacular price wise, but it will keep me occupied for many hours. That's many hours when I'm not actually spending other money. Which, I'm not saying I'm broke or anything, but when funds are a little on the tighter side, you don't want to be going out and buying a model kit that costs 50, 60 quid and you get that done in less than a week. And then you need to get another one, and another one, and another one. So yeah, I enjoy it. Plus you can, Brian, darling, oh, had to change earrings. What, you got the sexy drop earrings in for me, have you? The little diamond love heart ones. But yeah, it's fun. Right, where'd I put the L's? There we go. Yes, I've got all the different colours in shot cups. Only pearls. I'm not going near any pearl jokes, Brian. That's a bit early for that. As long as it's the earrings and not the necklace, we're okay. Oh dear. What does it say about me that I'm as happy flirting with a man as I am a woman? Oh, I don't know. Does it say I just don't take myself too seriously? Or that I just don't take anything too seriously? If you come to Norwich next month, can you meet me there? Depends what day, whether I'm off work and all that kind of stuffs. But yeah, sure. If I are available, depends what time of the month. Oh dear, that sounded wrong, didn't it? Yeah, spare excess wax. Yeah, if I'm free and available, I can't see a problem with that. Pop up Norwich for a few hours, say hello. Howdy, Rainer. It's definitely Rainer here. Yeah, it's been raining pretty much since lunchtime. Um, Thankfully, no storm at the moment, because we had storms Friday, or we had a storm Thursday, a little one, a decent one Friday, and then Saturday we had two or three came through. Heavy storms, heavy rain, hail, wind, all that fun stuff. But thankfully, I was off work yesterday, so I didn't have to go out in it. I managed to do all my chores in the morning before they came rolling through. Just before they came rolling through. And I literally got home from doing my little shopping, and it was just starting to rain as I got home. By the time I'd put the shopping away, it was absolutely belting it down. So, yeah, typical autumn weather for the UK. Now, we've just not had the Indian summer this year that we sometimes have. So, and with how dry it's been, a lot of the trees are already losing their leaves because, you know, too dry. The horse chestnuts, for example, they started dropping their leaves before they started dropping the conkers. Not that kids play with conkers anymore these days because it's been outlawed in school because it's dangerous. What's dangerous about whacking rock hard seeds together with laces and seeing which one explodes first? Well, we did it every year without fail. And as far as I recall, none of us got blinded by a shard of flying conker. Oh, come on. Stick. There's the occasional rap across the knuckles when someone was really bad at aiming, but that's it. It's like that in the hobby room. Lit a candle, crazy sound on the iPad, everything is right in the world. No. Yeah. Kiddos ain't about touching grass these days. No, they're not, which is a shame. Do them the world of good. Now it's in a happy place. That's always good. So this is not necessarily my happy place. This is more my Zen place. A place where I come to get away from all the troubles of the world and people and just general stuff like that. Which is why literally the only time of the week that I'll be up here and have something electronic on is my live stream. Otherwise, I sit here in silence. Just me, the sound of drills being stuck down, the occasional fart, burp. Well, not burp because I normally don't bring drink up here either. Yeah, just me hobbying, calm and peaceful. There's a lot to be said for it. I'm not trying to avoid stress in general life anyway, because, you know, stress sucks. Plays merry hell with my irritable bowel as well. Not to mention my anxiety, but just sit here and let it all wash away, and yeah, it was good. I did manage to make a start getting the spring bulbs planted this week. Oh dear, pardon me. Then I decided to buy more, so I've not really made much progress. Mostly just the snowdrops, crocuses, and grape hyacinths I've got planted so far. Oh, and some fritillaries. Got a bunch of, I say a bunch, a load of narcissi and miniature tulips and some daffs and some alliums left to plant still. When I say some, I mean like 30 of each. Yeah, especially if I don't read the news anymore. I don't have my phone close. No, it's downstairs. Do you want me to go and grab it? Or are you about to send me a message? I'll go and grab it. As longer I leave it, the more I'll get set in that position. Right, phone got. Can't be at a better place. Watching Seahorse Prawn and getting doggy snuggles. Oh, big angry panther. Very nice. Rawr. Kind of reminds me of my ex. Yeah, so yeah, he's definitely not happy putty cat. He's someone stole his catnip toy. And yes, catnip does work on large cats as well. They tested it, and although it takes quite a bit, it still works on things like lions and tigers. Almost makes me tempted to try it. The thing is, though, catnip is actually quite a pretty plant and easy to grow. Only problem, it's going to attract every single cat in the neighbourhood into the garden. And they're going to be getting high as a kite and leaving presents everywhere, which I'd rather avoid if I could. Yeah, just takes more of it to do the same thing. You know, it's like I would probably get absolutely blind drunk off of 2 pints of beer, but someone who's a regular drinker, that's not even a start. But then someone who doesn't drink caffeine or take caffeine at all, um, drank a large can of Red Bull shortly before bedtime would not be sleeping. One of my colleagues doesn't do caffeine, and he was feeling a bit bleh one day. So he decided he would buy himself an energy drink. He proceeded to drink it, even though he didn't like the taste. Well, yeah, that's because it tastes of caffeine. And was like, oh, don't feel any different. And like 5 minutes later, he's literally bouncing off the ceiling. So, like, I can't, what's happening? What's happening? Like, dude, that's caffeine. That's caffeine in a system that's not used to it, and he's just taken a large amount. It's no, it's not that much, dude. You just downed half a liter of it. It was quite funny, especially when he crashed when it wore off. So I don't understand how you do it. How you can drink so much and then you're not any different. I'm like, you don't want to see me without caffeine. I can have as much caffeine as you just had and go straight to bed and fall asleep. What? Well, yeah, my body's just used to it. If I don't have it, I get a bad headache. Which is probably why I had a headache earlier, to be honest. But when they can't even lift their arms, yeah, they just completely crash. But yeah, I mean, I did manage to quit caffeine once. To be fair, it was harder to quit than alcohol was. Alcohol's easy, and I say this as an alcoholic. It's a lot easier to just not buy alcohol because if you manage to find something that will keep you occupied, then you don't need the alcohol to take your mind off things. And these days, alcohol isn't the cheap option. Not that it should be. I mean, I would say alcohol is still too cheap, but those who drink heavily would say, no, it's too expensive. But that's just me. I say it should be taxed at the same rate as cigarettes and be subject to the same laws as well. So, no advertising, no doing it in public places. And there's also the vape problem that I'm guessing is probably fairly universal to every country. Yeah, just don't mess with it. Had to have vodka in the tank. Yeah, tank's got alcohol. Yeah, I mean, it it does actually work because of the sugars in it, but um, and the ethanol, I guess. But and because vodka is basically just pure ethanol and sugar, it's actually safer to use in a fish tank than some of the others, which will have all sorts of other stuff in them. Well, I wonder what whiskey would be like. It's got a lot of tannins in it for sure. It'd probably be the best use for whiskey because it tastes absolutely vile. What you have to remember is I can't smell anything, so something that like whiskey that is mostly based on the aroma, the scent of it, you know, same as tea, just tastes absolutely foul to me because I can't smell the smell. Yep. Any strong clear drink works. So yeah, white rum. Although apparently that can turn your fish into pirates. And they start going R R a lot. Um, Sorry, Marit. I didn't mean to make you laugh. Um, well, if I didn't try want to be making people laugh, I shouldn't be cracking jokes, should I? But oh, yeah, actually, that reminds me. We've got a young lad at work who thinks he's funny. He really isn't. So he'll come out with something that he thinks is like some amazing joke or something that's really funny, and you just sort of look at him like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that's really funny." No, it's not. And he starts explaining it, and you're like, "Dude, if you had to explain it, it wasn't funny." So, no, you just didn't get it. No, we didn't get it because it's not funny. It's not even absurdist. It's just random. It's just, no, what? Stop trying to be the cool kid. You're not. You're doing sports science at university. That should tell everyone all they need to know. Not only is he doing sports science, but he's the least sporty person I've probably ever worked with. He was trying to give me nutrition tips on cycling the other day. I'm like, no. So yeah, you use these energy gels and blah blah. I'm like, no, that's not eating snot. Yeah, but it's got this electrolyte and this and this, and I'm like, and this much protein and this much carbohydrate, and I'm like, I'd rather eat a bacon sandwich. Yeah, but that's heavy. I'm like, yeah, it's got more protein, it's got more carbs, and it's enjoyable to eat. And I will wash it down with something very sugary and loaded with caffeine. Yeah, but this is like, have you ever cycled? I said, like, what's the furthest you've ever cycled? He's like, oh, I did a 10-mile ride. I'm like, right, I consider that just a short, like less than an hour ride. Spaghetti with ketchup. Yep, that'll do the trick. Again, carbs and sugar. That's what you need. You don't need protein. You're not trying to build a muscle while you're riding. But yeah, so he was basing it off of his grand experience of once cycling 10 miles. I'm like, dude, I've done 10 times that in a ride. What? Like, yeah. And the second half of that was basically purely fueled by energy drinks. Because my system was saying, I don't want food. I was trying to put food in it and it was going, no, don't want it. You're going to sit here and chew for God knows how long, each mouthful, and you're not going to enjoy it. Righto. Time to top up with energy drinks. Yeah, my body was fine with that. So yes, the fact that there's a 19-year-old who's not really done any exercise in his life, trying to sell a 49-year-old who's way fitter what to do. Yeah, not going to work. Chris is 19 on Friday. Jeez. Don't seen 5 minutes since he turned 16. That's scary. It's scary for me, and you're his mum. Jeez. But then Adam's 24, 25, 25, I think now. Nadine's 21. So Mary's kids aren't exactly kids anymore. Cycling's the only sport I do. I cycle, but I wouldn't say I do it as a sport. I do it as a way to get a little bit fitter and get places. Mostly to work at the moment, but I've not really been on any rides this year because either when I've had the opportunity, the weather's been pants, or I've not been feeling too great, or I've had other things needed doing, or I just haven't fancied it. We've had a lot of wind this year in the UK, so as you know, wind is the enemy of cycling. Because whichever way you go, you're either going to end up starting out with a tailwind and going woohoo, and then you got a headwind all the way home, or starting out with a headwind and then you're absolutely knackered by the time you get the tailwind and you can't take advantage of it. And it doesn't take much in the way of wind to cause a problem. Walking a dog don't a sport. I'm sitting here looking at it and wondering where the hell did the time go. Yeah, you'll still be his crazy mama bear though. He'll still be your bubba. Yeah, haven't got to work just shopping, ain't enough. Littlest boy. Yeah, he's what, about a foot taller than you now? Have I done all the looks over that side? I think I have. Yeah, so it's, the older you get, the quicker the time flies by. To the point where it's not even funny anymore. So we're basically halfway through September. It's like, what? Where'd that go? That most horrific time of year again will be here very soon. It's the most overpriced time of the year. Talking about when he moves out and you're giving him the evil eye. I, yeah, yeah, I'm not surprised. But think, when he does, you'll be able to go full on crazy cat lady. And you won't have to worry about getting dressed at all. Not unless you get a knock on the door. So yeah, I think it will be when Nadine moves out. I think Mary and I will probably have to have a good think and a good talk, because it kind of seems a bit silly for Mary to be renting a 2-bedroom house just for herself. I say when Adam and Nadine both move out, because let's be honest, I've got a big enough house for us two. It's just whether we would drive each other up the wall, whether I can cope with living with someone, whether someone can cope with living with me. Because there are times I don't like living with me. But yeah, hopefully it's not for quite a while yet. Just as crazy about cat. We're all. Heck, the laws, I'm only allowed to have 2 dogs. I don't think we've got any laws that limit the amount of pets we have. But, you know, if you don't look after them properly, they will be taken away from you and you will be banned from keeping them. Which people do, and then they still go out and get more pets. And then they get really, really upset when they get a massive fine for breaking the injunction. I'm just glad there's not a limit on the amount of fish we can own, because otherwise I'd be screwed. Because whatever number that they decided to set it at would be way below what I've got. And most people will be like, well, why is that a problem? You know, you got your fish tank. You know, how many fish can you have? All of them. Oh, there's the ends. Oh, I'll say the ends, which are the light blues, and there's a dark green and olive drab in the middle of them all. Neither of which are colours that are in the actual diamond painting I'm doing, so you know. Yeah, so it's like when I hear about uh, the pet laws in America, and oh no, I don't necessarily wish to single them out again, but you know they do a pretty good job of it themselves usually. The fact that it is still considered normal to dock a dog's tail and ears, or to have a cat declawed. But why? Why do you feel the need to do that? Mind you, you know they like their male genital mutilation as well. So yeah, minimum size for enclosures. I have a feeling when you see a colour that's not in the painting. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously I've watched quite a few videos on diamond painting at this point, and some people seem to be under the impression that these things are manufactured with care and delicacy, and there's someone carefully counting out all the drills and checking that they're all every single drill is is right and perfect. And then you watch a video of how they get made. Yeah, no, it is mass produced in China. Oh no, but these ones aren't. These ones are made. No, they're not. No, they're sold from there. No, they're made in China. I mean, the printer that prints the canvases and the roll of canvas is like 2 meters wide. Basically, just nests whichever paintings they're doing, nests them on the canvas roll as well as they can to get as many on there as possible, and it just spits it all out in one big roll, and then I just hack them off with a pair of shears. Someone puts the glue on and draws a package by machine. So yeah, you're going to get the odd random one creep in, which they've done a color change and not carefully emptied everything out. It's yeah, I swear people think there's a lot more care goes into manufacturing than that actually is. That's what we get customers come into the shop and they've ordered something online or come into the shop and ordered it. And rather than have the order number with them or anything useful, they were like, yes, I'm here to pick up my hinges. Okay, do you have the order number? And they look at you like, well, and you're thinking, I can't say anything, but you do realise that we get like at least 100 orders like this every day. We don't remember the individual ones unless it's someone we know, a regular who's in like every day. And it'll be like, oh, that's such and such. I'll make sure I put that one at the front so it's nice and easy to get to because I know they'll be in. Yeah. Yeah, as I say, it all gets manufactured there. Then the ones who put the posh name brand or whatever, all they do is take the same thing that anyone else would have buy, put it in a posh box, make it look shinier. Yeah, and because they've repackaged it or added something small to it, like I don't know, a sticker sheet with all the different numbers to put on the bags or containers that you're putting the drills into. That then means they don't have to put it was made in China. They can put it was made in the US or the UK because technically the finished product didn't come from China. I mean, everything in the box did. Apart from one tiny little thing. Yeah, that always makes me chuckle. And I think we just have no understanding of the law and that thing, or the rules about when you can say something's made somewhere or isn't made somewhere. I mean, sometimes literally just repackaging it is enough, or just sticking a sticker over the made in China sticker. Yes, that happens. But, you know, a lot of the big tool brands, Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee, they're all American brands, right? Are they made in? No, they're not. They're all made in China. They all come out of the same bloody factory. They're all, in the end, they're all owned by the same people as well. So, you know, literally in some cases, the only difference is the color of the plastic on the, you know, and the prongs on the battery connector in the battery, because they've got to make those different, because if the batteries are the same, people might start suspecting they're exactly the same product. We can't have that. And the giveaway is some of the tool testing type channels have done the tests on the batteries from China or wherever, India, Thailand, whichever, Taiwan, whichever country you want. And they've compared them and they've tested them pretty stringently against the name brand ones. And you know what? They test basically exactly the same within the normal variable parameters you would get for a cell or a battery. You know, peak voltage, average voltage, being within 100th of a volt. And the same with the capacity and the amperage. Oh, no, you can't have those. No, you got to have the proper, mate, the same bloody thing. They come out the same factory, just one's got a different sticker on the bloody case. And costs 3 times as much, or 4 times as much. Call me an old cynic. Man U just got their butts kicked by Man City. Good. Although that's another game I could quite happily see where both teams lose. I need to figure out a way of making that possible in football, where both teams actually lose. Some kind of voting panel, so after the game, if it was a really bad game, and go, yeah, no one actually deserves to win that. It's a 0-0 draw. Nothing actually, yeah. We'll call that one a loss for both teams. I mean, if that could happen, then it would certainly get rid of those games where no one's got anything to gain from winning or lose from losing the game, you know. That famous game back in the 90s, which was AC Milan v Fiorentina, I think it was. And a 0-0 draw would mean AC Milan were champions and Fiorentina didn't get relegated. So it's all plodding along really bad and boring until Fiorentina accidentally basically scored. And I was like, woohoo, we scored, yeah. Oh, hang on. And then they like literally just parted the Red Sea from the kickoff. And I mean, I even remember who scored it. Demetrio Albertini from like 30, 40 yards, just let loose with the shot. And the keeper just went, oh, no, I didn't see it. And it went to 1-1, and then nothing else happened for the entire second half. Yeah, tell me that wasn't predetermined that they were going to have the 0-0 draw. That was, if that counted as a loss because they weren't trying to win, or because it was just an awful game, then neither team would have got what they wanted. So, yeah, I think that's quite a good rule to bring in. I also think it'd be a good idea to go back to the more 1990s, 2000s of what is a foul and what isn't. I miss a good 2-footed sliding tackle. Oh, but it's dangerous. It might injure the opponent. Well, they should get out the bloody way of it then, shouldn't they? We did it as kids and we never had broken legs from tackles and stuff, and we had some real vicious ones going in. We just learnt to jump and dodge. Or just take it like a man. I remember one time someone considerably smaller than me was trying to hack me. Kept kicking the back of my ankles. And I just looked down at him and was like, dude, what are you trying to do? You kick me again, I'm going to kick you back a lot harder. Yeah. Stop trying to kick me after that. Yeah. What else have I been? Obviously, I watched the World Endurance Championship live. Well, not live, but here at Norway versus Moldova. I didn't know. Something bad happening. I'm guessing some crowd violence or the like. Yes, I watched the World Endurance race while Marit types. 6 hours live from the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. Texas, that really hot, dry place. A 6 hour race where it basically rained constantly. It's only like the last 20 minutes where the track started to dry up. There were points where it was that wet that the GT3 cars were quicker around some of the parts of the track than the hypercars were. The hypercars couldn't get through the traffic because the GT3s were quicker. You know, always sucked in football. The boys got 11-1. Oof. Oof. And yeah, the bad part about that is Moldova scored. As I was watching American reacts to rugby, and I go, yeah. If we played rugby, we'd wipe the floor with everyone. Yeah. We'd be amazing at rugby's. And someone told him to react to what is a yearly, I think, game, which is USA versus New Zealand. Trainer got said, well, yeah. Well, I mean, they scored, so I'm guessing they were at least trying. It's not like when you get, say, like England v San Marino, and they've got all 11 men sitting on the edge of the penalty box. Yeah, so this dude then goes and reacts to USA versus New Zealand, expecting USA to absolutely wipe the floor in New Zealand. He's completely unaware of the All Blacks. And it was America's most successful match against New Zealand because they scored a penalty. They got 3 points. Unfortunately for them, like New Zealand got about 108 points. That soon shut him up. Yeah. Well, the thing though is, if you're the manager of Moldova, right, it's a small country. It's not renowned for having a big professional league and all that kind of stuff. Right? It's not what you'd call a powerhouse. They're like, I'd put them maybe slightly above Andorra, San Marino, those kind of places where the players aren't even professional footballers. It's just like the 11 guys in the country that actually play football. I mean, Moldova maybe like the level above that, but yeah, you don't sack the manager for that. That's something I never understood. All the sack the manager. Sack the manager. We lost. Sack the manager. It's not the manager's fault. It's the players' fault. Because if the players were actually any good and they knew their job, because I mean, I was a winger, left or right wing, didn't really matter. But I knew my position, I knew my job, what I was supposed to do. Attack when I can, mark the opposing fullback if he tries to come forward. Stay that side of the pitch. Track the runners. I knew what I was meant to be doing. But it seems that professional footballers don't. They need a manager to tell them what to do. Which means you don't sack the manager, because it's not the manager who don't know their job, it's the players. You sack them. And it wouldn't take many footballers getting fired for being useless at their job before they all started going, oh crap. And it seems the only way they can get, well, they don't even get sacked usually, they just get released from their contract. Is if they get accused of something really nasty, sent to jail, or that kind of thing. No. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, it does seem the managers are just there in football just to be a scapegoat, usually. Someone easy to blame and get rid of. It'll be, well, the players aren't playing for the manager. Well, Haaland now, or Haaland, however it's pronounced. I'm trying to remember. Alfinger Haaland? I remember him playing. Back in, what, the 90s? I'm guessing it's probably a more common name in Norway than that, and there's been more than one, but son of Alfinger Haaland. Guy who plays for Man City. Yeah, he always, I say he always struck me. From the little I've seen of him, yeah, he's got the Karen vibe going. Didn't like the dad and I don't like the son. Well, the son probably takes after the dad. Usually what happens. Thankfully, I don't take after my dad and I don't take after my foster dad. Andre Toulon, Ginger Dead versus Evil Bong, good or bad? I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. Never heard of either. I mean, the Evil Dead movies are good. First three. I've not watched any of the remakes. Because there is only one Ash, and that is Bruce Campbell. It's like with other movies. What we got? Superman is Christopher Reeve, not whoever they got playing him now. Inspector Hercule Poirot as David Suchet. Sherlock Holmes is Basil Rathbone and in black and white. Yeah, the original is always the best in my book. Not always. There are a few exceptions where a remake or a cover version is better than the original. That all depends on who did the original. Especially, it's more common in music than it is in movies or anything. Same attitude. So back to football. When he was playing, I didn't. Christopher Reeves was the same age then as Timothy Chalamet is now. Oh, is that who they got playing Superman these days? So Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys fight scenes. That's really not my kind of thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a horror movie. But I like these things in context so they make sense. Ooh, right, let's see what we're going to start sticking next. Quite a lot of twos there. We'll see if we can find them next. Two, where are you, two? Oh no, not you two. Oh, not Bonio. Where the sheets have no stains. What's the difference between Bono and Jesus? Jesus didn't think he was Bono. Have you two produced some good music over the years? Yes, back in the 80s. Not since. And by all accounts, they're amazing to watch live, but I'd rather not. Especially for the ticket prices you two are going to charge. I'd much rather go see someone like Arion or Nightwish or Nine Inch Nails, Alice in Chains. Well, the thing with the likes of Arion and Nightwish is you want to see Highlander, the original with Christopher Lambert. Yeah, the original. Yeah, remember when you two put the album on all the iPhones? Oh God, yeah, that didn't go down well, did it? I think that's probably holds the record as most deleted thing from a phone. Right up there with TikTok and Insta spam or LinkedIn. All these random apps they stick on phones when you get them. Why not make it actually useful ones for most people? And for the love of all that's holy, when someone deletes them or uninstalls them, it doesn't mean the next time you upgrade, the phone upgrades itself or updates itself. If it's been deleted, don't reinstall it. That's really annoying. You've uninstalled all the guff that you're never going to use, and then your phone doesn't update and reinstalls half of it. Because someone somewhere thinks you must need this. So, no. But you must have Spotify. How can you survive without Spotify? Simple. I buy the music I want to listen to. I own the original copy. I don't need internet to be able to listen to it. Yeah, choice is an illusion. All the same app. YouTube is the same thing as Facebook, same thing as Twitter, same thing as Reddit. Yeah, pretty much. They're probably all running the same script. And they're probably all just farming our information. I mean, my tablet is on a different account to my phone and my laptop and TV. So why, when I looked on Bravissimo earlier this week, looking at possibilities for Mary's birthday and Christmas presents, I looked at it, and now pretty much every ad break I get on YouTube, I get a Bravissimo ad. I will admit, of the various adverts I could possibly have, that's one of the better ones because it involves ladies in their underwear. That was an N, wasn't it? That's what I was looking for. No, there we go. No, so I'm not upset about getting adverts for ladies in their underwear, but it just goes to show. Literally, I looked at the site once, and now every time I watch YouTube, I get adverts for it. Yeah, also I don't Spotify either. But then I'm an old fart, and as I said, I've got an extensive collection of CDs and tapes, and the means to play them at home and out and about. So I don't need Spotify. Because you listen to this, we think you will enjoy this. And you can guarantee it's something you hate. You know, no, there's a reason I don't listen to that. It's because I don't like it. If I liked it, I would listen to it. So yeah, I deleted all that crud. But it comes back again every update. We have changed this about this. Hopefully you like it more now. No. Just stop suggesting stuff that is not what I'm listening to. Here, the guy that advocated for gun violence was shot and people didn't get the irony. Yep. Are we talking about Charlie Kirk, I guess? delete any app managers. Noted. Yeah, I mean, all these things are is just, I'll guarantee you what happens is Samsung or Apple or whoever, Huawei, when an app is downloaded or put onto one of their phones, they get a small payout from the owners of the app. That's got to be what's happening, because otherwise there's no reason to do it. Although I still think it was hilarious. The I will say person who's saying, I like the tariffs, because now with the tariffs that will mean that an iPhone is cheaper. Yes, Apple is an American company, but it doesn't mean an iPhone will now be cheaper than a Samsung, because they're made in the same country, probably made in the same factory out of the same parts. The only difference is the operating system. And I'm used to Android. So iOS or whatever Crapple calls theirs, yeah, I don't need it. I know Android. I don't need to learn a whole bunch of new icons and shortcuts and God knows what. All the stuff that I don't use. Because literally every day, well, not every day, but well, every day on my tablet at least, and at least once a week on the phone, I open up the doofer and I close all apps because they just sit there running in the background and drain the battery. Farming data, doing random weird updates. Kind of like how my laptop, I mean, you don't notice it with this one, but with the old one, was it 30 grand? They figured an iPhone would cost if it was made out. Yeah, something like that, probably. Because I'd still have to import all the parts separately. Because none of it is made in the USA apart from the packaging. And even that's probably not made in the USA, just put together in the USA. But yeah, people still believe that kind of thing though, so no, but this one's better because it costs more. No, it's exactly the same thing. What you're paying for is the name on it. That sticker that's covering the other sticker. That's what you're paying for. You're not paying extra for what's underneath it. Especially with tech things. Jeez. It's like people think there are dozens or thousands of factories making these things worldwide. It's like, no. There's a few. That I wouldn't be at all surprised if all the diamond paintings came out of the same factory. If all the drills came out of the same factory. All the Christmas decor, same factory. That kind of thing. Would not surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, the American labour alone, yeah. The reasons for the warning labels and everything. I wonder why. Well, usually because someone's been stupid enough to do whatever the warning label is warning you against. Warning, do not eat the battery. Not for human consumption. Prop 665, yeah. Warning, this product contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer or birth reproductive harm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's on something that if you were to eat it, well then, or ingest it somehow, you're not the kind of person who should be reproducing. Let's put it that way. And if you're sitting there going, I wonder what this lithium battery tastes like, you're really not the kind of person that we need anymore on the planet. You're essentially just a drain on resources. I get it. Like, I know kids do dumb stuff. I still bear the scars of dumb kid stuff I did, but yeah, even I knew you don't eat a battery. You don't lick the chemicals inside the battery. But some people need telling not to do these things. Do not dry your pets in the microwave or dry it. Yeah, or the other one is kiddie's clothes, remove child before washing. Like, for that label to exist, someone has put their child in the washing machine. That's or maybe they done laundry in the bath or the sink, but the laundry detergent is probably not good for a baby's skin, and they probably ingest quite a bit of it and get very ill. But the fact that some people need to be told that, or the company needs to cover themselves against it happening, because latest update of iOS doesn't include microwave. Yeah. Yeah. Putting your mobile phone in the microwave to charge it. Yeah, that's something that's full of delicate metal components. Yeah, let's subject it to microwave radiation and wonder why it doesn't work after. But I saw a video on YouTube where you saw something fake. You saw a troll video. Someone wondering just how many people they could get to stick their phone in the microwave. Like the old, what was it, the Tide Pod challenge or whatever it was, or the licking the toilet rim. yeah, they're not the kind of views you want. Those aren't the views of people who are there to support you. They're the views of people who are there to watch you get sick or worse. Not every click is a good click. Although the click is a good channel. I mean, admittedly, he's Swedish, so that's. But he's not French, so I won't hold that against him. And yeah, he's funny and sensible and informative. Yeah, entertaining. Plus, he does cool plushies. You got Mango the land shark, and there's the emotional support demon, and there's the pride emotional support demon. Then you've got the gaycation emotional support demon. There is a bit of a theme going on. Yeah, he's funny. He entertaining. So it's not often I watch the bigger YouTubers, but he's one I do watch. I watch some that are big in their genre, in their niche, but their niche is probably not that big. Like fishy videos or diamond painting or modeling or whatever. It's not exactly a big market. It's not like computer games or reactions or anything like that. Everyone needs a demon. They do. And what's wrong with an emotional support demon? Oh, I know that noise. That is the sound of a snail getting stuck in an impeller in a fish tank. Oh no, I saw another one. Where did I see it? Where'd you go, little number two? There it is. Right, that's those. Ooh, how are we doing on time? Ooh, only 10 minutes to go. Do you want to compare niches? No, my niche is even smaller than probably anyone else's niche on YouTube. Because I basically do whatever I feel like doing for content. So the amount of different subjects on the channel is bad for the channel. So my niche is basically people who are willing to put up with my random waffle and my bad sense of humour and my crude jokes, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's never going to be a big market. Let's put it that way. Um, I'm never going to have a video that gets 1 million views. I'm never going to have tens of thousands of subscribers. But I'm happy with that. I know my place. I do what I want to do and I enjoy it. I don't feel pressure to upload videos. I went through all that years ago, pressuring myself into, now I've got to do 2 videos a week. Hell no. Even without editing or anything, that's a lot of work. There are, without repeating yourself ad infinitum, there's only a certain amount of videos you can make about a certain subject. Scale modeling, yeah, theoretically is infinite because you can just do kit reviews, which, don't get me wrong, get a decent amount of views, but that means you've got to buy the kit. And to make that work, you have to earn more money from each video than the kit costs. And you're going to have to buy kits that you don't really want to build. But they're the ones that other people want. So you have to get them because they'll get the views, blah, 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 blah. And you end up doing stuff you don't really want to do. So I said, nope, I've had enough of doing that. I'm going to say the offer's always there. If someone wants a specific video on a certain thing, then I'll give it good consideration and how I could go about doing it. But then, yeah, there are videos out there, and I'm like, why do people need a video on how to do that? There's a video on how to plant bulbs in the garden. It's like, oh, you dig a hole and you put the bulb in it. Miss seeing a wild Mary. Yeah, we've not exactly been out anywhere and done much where I could, or gone places where I can get the camera out and film where we are. There's a lot of shops or stores are getting wise to it, and they don't want people filming in store. Fair enough. I get it. Whether it's about customer privacy or, yeah, they just don't want their store on the internet. Fish places are usually okay with it, but I highly doubt many sort of craft shops would allow it, and especially someone like Hobbycraft or one of the more big name kind of ones. Independents, possibly. Yeah, we've not really been out anywhere this year that, well, I mean, there was I was going to say there was Gresnell, but that was last year, wasn't it? That weren't this summer. Jeez. I've still got one of the videos left to put up. But I know it's going to get like 3 views, so it's like, yeah, when I run out of other videos to upload, I'll upload that one. Oh, pardon me. Actually, that's a point. I've got to upload one tomorrow. Didn't do one last week, so I better make sure I do one this week. Try to keep the subscriber count ticking upwards because I'm getting close to 2,000 now. Not Not that, not that I'm worried or care a great deal about the numbers, but it would be nice. As I say, there's always a tiny percentage chance that I'm going to upload something that takes off and goes viral. Hopefully in a good way, not an, oh my God, check out how dumb this guy is. Or I can't believe this guy thought it was okay to say or do this. Oh, pardon me. This man doesn't even edit out his farts in his videos. Of course not. That's all part of the proof it's not AI, which apparently you have to do these days. You hate your iPad. Oh dear. And listen to you telling stories. Well, no, it's something I'll quite happily do, but I think you're about the only person who does watch them or listen to them, I should say. Like ones I uploaded a good few years ago, and they've not even had 100 views yet. And then I'll like click on, oh, Horror Babble have uploaded something. It'll be a few hours later, and it's already got several thousand on it, and it's like a 4-hour long video. I'm like, okay. Right. Let's get these last few cleared out of the tray. Oh, no. 3 more. Come on. Oh, they all landed the right way up. That's a result. There we go. It's almost like I guessed exactly how many. It's 40% of views of me. Oh, bless you. So I made a bit of progress. This is kind of confetti all in this area. There's no real blocks of the same colour. When I get, that's one solid block. That's, well, pretty much one solid block. And yeah, the further I get up, basically once I get past the ghost lady, it will be hopefully a bit quicker. But my time is up. I am desperate for a tiddle. So thank you very much for putting up with me for the last 2 hours. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Need a pee do 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 do.